Sweet, isn't he? Now, tonight's programme, Whale On, is something... Ignore the noise, a lot of people revelling around tonight. Tonight's programme is something that we can all identify with, because it's something we all think about, and it's something we all do. Tonight, Whale is on smells. Hang on just a minute. Come on. Thank you very much. Have we got a microphone around here? We usually have a mic. Can we got any old microphone over here? Be all right. What is your name, sir?
Ian Lawther.
Ian, welcome. I say, if you're going to hang around outside the studios, you should come in, Ian. I mean, what, make a lot of money out there or not? People in television are very, very mean, I think.
Yes, television's not so good.
Speaking there, yep.
But tourist season in the main parts of London are quite good.
Do you? How much does a busker make?
It varies. It goes from nothing...
you don't want to tell me, do you?
No,
because the Inland Revenue man is here, there and everywhere. I've got a microphone, that's good, yes?
It varies greatly, and it depends very much on the time of year. Sort of the summer is good, coming up to Christmas is good.
MU rates, that sort of thing?
The MU don't know anything about buskers, I don't think.
They do now. So I noticed you didn't need a lot of... Can I have a quick go of that?
Yes.
Do you think you look? You don't mind, do you? I mean, we just... All right, George. OK, fine. Mr. Pong, we'll talk to him in a few moments. What do I do?
Right.
What? I mean,
hold this hand.
Yes. Oh, right. You talk into the microphone.
Okay.
Oh, I do.
Right. Now just blow like hell.
Into this?
Yeah. Bit harder.
Yeah, OK. Well, you have to be quite fit to play these, do you?
Yes, fairly fit.
Yeah, can we take a commercial break this early on in the programme? Thank you very much indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Scottish... What's your name?
Ian Lawther.
Ian Lawther. If you see Ian Lawther, drop a few pennies in. Thank you. Right. Tipping, can you come and help him out with the stuff? Thank you very much indeed. What?
Something for you to smell on.
Oh, smell. We're talking about... Oh, for goodness sake, we're talking about smell. Ladies and gentlemen, Whale On tonight. This is the man now you're looking at, right? George. Now, they say that, that George Dodd is, if you're talking about smell, the only man to have on a programme. I didn't think we could do a whole programme on smell, George.
Oh, yes, of course you can. It's our hidden sense. In fact, it's the one we need to educate people about, James, surely.
You think so? OK. We're going to talk more about that in a few moments. I'm going to do the competition first of all. They do tell me you've got a new scent.
Would you like a smelly competition?
A smelly competition? How can we do that?
How about that? Look,
what?
I'm sure your programme could run to a fine bottle of vintage red wine. Wouldn't you agree? So how about a 5-part question for your viewing audience?
No, no. Forget that, George. We'll do this one. No, George, we've got enough. Right, winner of our trip to Corfu a couple of weeks ago, where are you? Over there, was Chris Walker from Gloucester. Well done, Chris. And this week's competition is for a week for 2 people on the holiday island of Crete with the club holidays. Must be taken before the end of June or after September. They're the best times to go because there are a lot less rowdy people there then. All you have to do on this competition to win that is phone this number coming up in a few moments and say, what is the capital of Crete? Is it Heraklion? Or is it Istanbul? Or is it Delhi? I'm not very good with the pronunciations, but you know the idea. What is the capital of Crete? 0891 900 007. OK, I must remind you, of course, that the 16th of June is the 5th World Smell Day. Is that right, George?
That's right, yes.
Everything we do, we make up our minds about people. I mean, Trudy over there always wants to get on the programme, and you're painting something rude as well, aren't you? Yes, of course you are. Did you take this off just as I walked past? I hope nobody saw that. But we judge a person by their smell. That is a... well, smell it.
In fact, in the latest perfume I created a few months ago in Grasse in the south of France,
yes,
which is the world's first, in fact, pheromone fragrance, the inspiration I had is to imagine, the brief I had to work to was to imagine smelling the perfume, the sensuality of smelling it between a beautiful woman's breasts. Yeah. So this is the way, this is our inspiration, James.
Hang on, let me just have a quick... But that's just B.O. I mean, no, it's hot in the studio. I don't wish to be ungentle. You're not wearing perfume tonight, are you? No, no, I didn't think so. Yes, of course, into body odour, yes.
Yes, remember, one person's BO is another person's sexual allure.
Is it?
Yes.
So these smells are all very important. Now, you invent all sorts of smells. How do you invent a smell, George?
We basically imitate the animals. We learn to think in smells. That's the idea of World Smell Day. And we... Don't you think in smells?
Well, yes,
it is a language complete. Just imagine what you do when you go to a bar and you have a drink. You distinguish between this beer and that beer and tea and coffee. Effortlessly, you can do all of that.
We're going to smell some wine a little later on. I'm looking forward to that.
All you have to do now is extend your repertoire into smelling people, because you smell everybody you meet, James.
Do we?
What you don't do is acknowledge it. I mean, young men in our society speak of eyeing birds.
Yeah.
What they don't know is when after a female has attracted you, or if a young man has caught a young woman's fancy, once you get into a zone of intimacy, you inevitably breathe in literally their atmosphere. And that is the actual basis of the chemistry of love, in fact.
But aren't we actually spending... Oh, hang on, I'm in the Star. I'm in the Star. Can you see that? That's lovely. I like that. OK, Michael, thank you. All right. Mike Mansfield wants to not only present programmes, produce and direct them, he's also hoping that somebody is going to say, we don't have Mike Mansfield in Madame Tussauds, do we, at the moment? And so he has half finished his head already. If you've seen Cue the Music, you'll know it's a very, very good likeness. I wonder what sort of smell we should have on that, actually.
An impressive nose, you must admit.
It's a very impressive nose, actually, yes. He's worked on it.
And you do, of course, recollect what the Romans did say about noses in relation to the size
funnily enough, I don't...
In relation to the size of other parts of the body?
Yes, I do, yes. Actually, I've got a very small nose. Have you noticed that? A very small nose. The audience is very polite tonight. I like that. George actually has invented this new perfume. Can we talk about this? Is it OK to talk about it?
Yes, that's fine. It's coming out, its international launch is in a month's time.
Yeah.
In London.
And it is called?
It's called Lovers.
And this is like the sex videos,
it's really? It's actually the same company launched the Lovers Guide,
so.
yes? And that's the inspiration.
Yeah. Have you got it here tonight?
Yes, we have.
Where?
We have one for women and we have one for men. Now, we have some on smelling strips.
Yes.
And we can also, spray somebody.
Would you like to go and give some of the men some strips? I'm going to do a couple of letters, some of the viewers' letters.
Yeah, sure.
Do you want to go and douse a few?
Yes.
And then a few women while we're doing the programme.
OK.
Do they become rampant?
Well, we'll have to control. That's why the ropes are over there.
OK, and then perhaps we should do Jeremy, the camera one over here. Yeah. Jeremy, first of all, because Jeremy apparently thinks he's God's gift to women.
We'll spray some anyway. This is the actual one for...
You get on and do that, George, while I just do... You pong them up a little bit over there. Thanks for the letters, by the way. And we've got loads and loads of letters, including that very long one. I haven't got to the end of that very long letter. I showed you the other day, and I will. I think it's the basis for a programme, this letter, actually. There's no smell on it. If you want to send letters in the future with smell on, please do. But this is an interesting letter that blames television for practically everything. You carry on. Have they all got it now? Let me see. I've got a letter here from Joe Bearburn from London. He says, Dear James, I didn't like you very much at first, but now I think you're quite OK. And I thought that was such a sweet letter that I just wanted to mention it on the programme. This, on the other hand, is somebody's drawing. Can we get in close here? This is somebody's... Let's have a look. I don't think we can. Oh, yeah, there we are. Somebody's drawing of Charlie Chuck, Uncle Charlie, who is, in fact, on the programme later tonight. Thank you for the addresses. 5 to 7 Carnaby Street. Mike Mansfield Television is where you should write to us if you want to be on the programme, if you'd like to send a letter in as well. Now, Jerry Hayes, are you here?
I'm here.
I'm coming over to talk to you, Jerry.
All right.
OK. How are we doing, Jerry?
Not so bad. What have you done to your jacket?
I know, it's nice, isn't it? I've got this
But
paint.
you've got
What?
oh,
What's
paint.
it? That's a tie.
No, that.
What's that? Oh, I don't know. That's horrible, isn't it? Oh, I'll have to get that. Look at that. That's disgusting. Maybe that was a bagpipe.
It wasn't.
I hope it wasn't. No, I don't think so. No. Anyway, never mind. We won't worry about that at the moment. You've made me conscious of it now.
No, it's very nice.
Good. Okay. You had a very hard ride, I thought. Quite seriously, I thought you deserved every minute of it actually last week. But I want to know when is the government going to get a little smell passed in the... I mean, perhaps if we could have some smell. I mean, George is around... he's just...
Do you know one thing about televising Parliament? It changed people's smells. Because if you're in a division lobby, you're in with 300 people, the smell is appalling. It's like the lion's cage.
Is it really?
And people who didn't change their suits and sometimes their shirts, it was disgusting.
There must be
it was
certain
vile.
people who
It was
smell
vile.
more than others.
Oh,
there must be some well-known politicians who have BO,
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, there's one fellow, he's gone
Yes.
now. He had more dandruff than a dead badger.
No, I'm talking about smell here. Don't change it. Why do politicians always do that? Why, when you ask them a question, do they answer a completely different question never asked?
All right, come
Who's
on.
the smelliest? I mean...
No, I'm not going to tell you this.
Come on. You come here every week to tell me
let's
these things.
put it like this.
Who is...
Let me say, Virginia Bottomley
She
smells...
does.
She smells fragrantly.
Oh, fragrantly.
She smells
Yes.
fragrantly.
Okay, fragrantly, yeah.
I'm not going to tell you he smells badly.
Oh, come on.
But
come on,
quite
come on,
a...
come on.
No, come on.
What did Margaret Thatcher smell like? Did you ever smell
I
her?
never got close enough.
Did you not get close enough to smell Margaret? Why not?
I was at boot length.
Were you?
Yeah.
What about John Major? You know John?
Smells beautiful.
Is he nice?
Oh,
He smells
absolutely.
nice.
I don't think he wears aftershave.
He doesn't?
No.
Why not? If he smells... well, perhaps we can get him
I
some
don't know,
lovers
yeah.
to try.
Yes. Am I going to have a sniff of that?
No, not at the moment. I'm concerned, serious point. I am concerned about all this flying kites at the moment and about the health service. I am concerned...
Did you see my comment? Did you see my comment in the
You
national
make so many
newspaper?
flipping comments. It's
Just a
very
little
difficult to
comment.
keep up.
I said, what the government's going to be very...
Winter quote.
Well, the government's going to be... You've gone yellow.
Get on
Oh,
with
sorry.
it. Right.
They probably didn't see that.
I'm
What-
being told to wind you up.
All right, OK. You've done it very well.
Yes, well, get
I'm
on with
really
it.
wound up.
Yeah.
No, what I said was government's got to be careful not to have policies in the style of Sam Peckinpah when you go into the OK Corral
I
saloon
thought I was
and
asking
you shoot
what
everyone
are you
that
going
moves.
to do about... Are we going to be charged £30 a night to stay in hospital?
No way.
Are you sure? Are we going to
No way.
Are we going to charge
No way.
children and
No
old age
way.
pensioners for...
No way.
OK, you heard it
No
here
way.
first, ladies and
No
gentlemen.
way.
Jerry Hayes. No, boo. Boo him. That's better. OK. Have we got Chris Welch in the audience there? Where's Chris? Chris over here is... can we get a little look at Chris? We'll turn the camera on Chris. Let me look. Let me see. Where we are. There's Chris. OK, Chris. Now, you used to be the editor of Melody Maker.
Yes, that's right. Well,
You're
I wish I
sure?
was actually the editor of Melody Maker, but I used to be the features editor for about 18 years.
That'll do. I mean, if you couldn't get to editor after 18 years...
I know, that's why I left.
And what are you doing now?
I'm editing a magazine called Rock World. It's a monthly music magazine, yeah.
And you have discovered a new talent that we're about to see tonight. Tell me a bit about him.
Yes, that's right. Jonathan Wells, marvellous young singer that I saw working in a pub in the country, unsigned. At the time, he didn't have a band with him, and I thought he was a wonderful performer and should be signed by a record company. And I wanted to write about him, basically, but after we talked for a while, I agreed to become his manager, which is quite a responsibility.
Mr. 15, 20, 25%?
20, yes.
Oh, 20%? Oh, well, there we are. Not so, don't let my agent know that. Right, what's the song called?
It's called Fly Away.
Ladies and gentlemen, a new talent. You saw it first here on Whale On, Jonathan Wells.
Force down mercy, you better say what I say. The clock So civilization, so that's what they claim. Choose to suppress in shackles and in chains. It's not for another to decide our fate, for them to say our future's planned. So ours was a savage and inhuman land. Between us there's no difference, we offered no resistance. Can you believe this is what God had planned? And in my head I've an imagery of rivers and streams, and a dream that no one will ever see. And in the river that is where someday, one day I will rest there. But for now, now I can fly away. Still in my head I've an imagery of rivers and streams, and a dream that no one will ever see. And in the river that is where someday, one day I will rest there. But for now, now I can fly away.
Excellent. Jonathan Wells. Jonathan Wells and Fly Away. Beautiful song. Let's hope that does do well. And before we take the break, competition time for that week's holiday for two in Crete. All you have to do is give the right answer to this simple question. What is the capital of Crete? Is it Heraklion? How do you pronounce that one? Heraklion, isn't it? Heraklion. Yes. Yeah, all right. Thank you, Michael. Heraklion. I was just trying to get Jeremy into the programme here. He's sweating again profusely. Istanbul or Delhi? Make up your own mind. Phone 0891 900 007 and you could be there. Welcome back, Whale on Part 2. You can't see it, but just behind Jeremy there on camera one, we have the small but beautifully formed Jerry Hayes doing his court jester impersonation, jumping up and down, whooping and everything else. But he will learn. Hello, Gary.
Hello there. Hi.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Legal Eagle Gary Jacobs. Yeah. It's an interesting thing, you see, and the inflection in the voice gets round about. Have you noticed that?
Well, why doesn't it work for Jerry?
I don't know. I don't know about that. No, he's going to get upset. He's going to get upset.
He inflects for the wrong party.
He does he?
Yeah.
OK. Very hairy chest, by the way. We're probably going to get a lot of letters about that, but I just thought I'd mention it.
It came off the top of your head.
It
Come
did.
on. Right. Like the line. Go on.
Mr. Mansfield said that's quite funny. Rather like cue the music. Now, shall we start with this... That's enough of that now. That's enough. We're smelling tonight, OK? Yeah. This is a letter from S. Collins, Mr. or Mrs. or whatever, and he says, not really a question, but please, I'd like some advice. I will be very grateful. I am 16 this year. This is like Jim will fix it. I'm leaving school in a couple of weeks and then going to college. My problem is this. As a career, I am considering being a solicitor. That's not my problem. I wanted to ask some advice so far. What? How can he help me? What should I do? Qualifications, etc., training courses.
Well, he's going to work himself towards a degree. So he's going to have to go for a minimum, I should think, of 5 or 6 GCSE.
You did it later in life, didn't you?
I didn't qualify until I was 27 years of age. I studied evening classes, and I, in fact, don't have a degree, and I never got higher than a grade E at my O-levels or my A-levels.
And you're regularly at the Old Bailey now?
Absolutely, but according to the current regime, I'm not good enough. But anyway, I'm here today.
A little hurt?
He's got to get himself... Oh, no. He's got to get himself a degree, and if he were to write to the... If you let me have the letter, I will, in fact, write to him in much greater detail.
Right.
We have some people with questions.
Let's do
Gentlemen
that.
up there. My shirt's coming undone, yeah.
Could a circumstance ever arise where breaking wind could legally be considered a punishable offence?
A what offence?
A punishable offence, legally.
Now, you're asking the legal eagle here. Yes, in fact, I can tell you from my reading of the Times that some years ago, about 2 years ago, an American police officer was accused of insulting behaviour and was disciplined and actually prosecuted and was convicted for passing wind in front of people that he was arresting and dealing with the station because it was insulting behaviour. The only difference in our country is that insulting behaviour must be likely to provoke a breach of the peace. And I can't exactly see what farting would do to breach the peace. In fact,
I can,
I'd
but never mind,
I'd be guilty every day. Yes.
Smells.
My next door neighbour has bonfires in his garden all the time, and smoke's always over in our garden. Is there anything I can do to stop him having bonfires?
You can do two things. You can get in touch with the Environmental Health Department of the local authority, and you can also take your own counter-court proceedings, which I guarantee you will win if he's lighting fires all the time, because there are local bylaws, and there's also the question of making sure you're not a nuisance to your neighbour. He is a nuisance if what you say is genuinely true.
Something that's always intrigued me. Why are we allowed to drink at a cricket match, but not at a football match?
Well, that's not strictly true. I think what you're thinking about is that from about 1985, 86 onwards, I think it's in fact a minister has the power to stop people from serving drink at particular events. They can be sporting events, and often, because of the history of football, it's been major football games. But of course, at cricket, for some reason or other, it's part and parcel of what goes on. What is interesting, and a part of the law that's always fascinated me, because I've never actually had a case on it, is that they can stop you drinking on a train, and it's actually an offence to try and bring it on a train if it's going to a football match.
Gary, thank you for that. OK, you're back next week.
Yes.
We've run out of time because
Oh,
I asked
that's
you about
all
that, but
right.
never mind.
Yes,
If you would like Gary's
Next
advice,
time.
absolutely free, drop us a line to Wail On, Mike Mansfield Television, 5 to 7 Carnaby Street, London, W1. We'll get you smelled up in a few moments. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Jacobs. Now, of course, this jacket looks quite nice from the back, doesn't it, really? Always trying to save money on the programme. We couldn't afford... What a prat you look. We couldn't actually afford... Not you. We couldn't actually afford another guest at this particular moment, but you know my friend Florence from Paris, who was on the show a few weeks ago.
Juin Le Pen, not Paris.
Was it? OK, well, it was French anyway. Decided she'd like to be on television, and so she's... all people from France know about perfumes and that sort of thing, don't they?
We know about perfumes, but also I have a problem here tonight, Jamie.
You haven't got a very big board. No, that's a problem for us.
No.
Yeah.
Some of the people came to see me during the break, and they said that you don't feed them.
Of course we don't feed them. This is a nighttime programme. We don't have a budget to feed them.
I know, but they're hungry and they're tired, so...
Could I... I'm sorry about this, but that's catching on your coat, and they'll be saying... There we are. They'll be saying it's making a noise. Right, go on.
Thank you.
OK.
But they're hungry
Yes.
and they're tired,
They're
so don't
hungry
worry. I have come up with a solution for you, and I am making you little packages
Little packages. I thought we were doing some sort of
of
makeup.
cucumber.
Of cucumber, right.
And this is good because for two reasons. If you're
Smells
tired...
that cucumber, doesn't it?
It's good,
yeah,
no?
it is, yeah, good. Yeah.
Tomorrow morning, if you're tired, you can put it on your eyes, okay? But if you're hungry on the way home, you can eat it. So come and see me later.
Come and see her later. OK.
Now,
Come
Jimmy,
on.
the reason why I have got my pig guinea this week
Guinea
is
pig. Oh, never mind. Go on, you're French.
pig
Go on.
guinea. It's because in France, the men look after their skin. It's one thing to smell nice, but you have to look nice. And that means healthy, glowing skin and hair and nails.
It looks like he's been squeezing those pussy white spots and they've run all over his face, doesn't it?
Jamie, you're so rude sometimes. So anyway, I have put on a face mask.
Yes, good.
And I'm going to give Rob some cucumber, which he holds on his eyes like this.
Yes.
Okay? And I suggest for you men that this is what you do once a week. Because I know quite a few of you are sneaky and you go into your girlfriend's cabinets and you take the lotions and potions. I know this. So I want you to come out of the cupboard once and for all.
Yes.
And to do this because I know that it will make the women very happy.
And will he look a lot better?
He will look beautiful. I'm going out
Good.
with him after the show.
Are you?
Yes.
Oh, well, I might put some on my eyes too. Could you, he's got terribly bitten
I
fingernails there.
know,
Could
it's
you
a
do something
shame.
about that as well?
I've only
Yeah.
got a little bit of time, but
Okay.
I can try.
What they usually say at this point, ladies and gentlemen, is if you'd like to know all about it, write in for a fact sheet after the programme. We'll give you the address, and who knows, you could have perfect skin like this prat too. Florence, thank you.
Thank you, Jamie.
You carry on, Florence. You carry on. Right, now, my next two guests, Valerie Ann Werwood. What a long name, Valerie. How are you?
Fine,
and
thank
JJ O'Brien. How are you, JJ?
Very well.
Formerly an accountant, but now sticks pins in people. A bit like a politician, I suppose, really. Valerie, let's start with you. Aromatics, and where's the other book? There's another one here. Fragrant Pharmacy, smells. What sort of smells have you got here, and what good will they do?
Well, I have essential oils here, commonly known as aromatherapy oils. They're used in aromatherapy, and they have a lot of different properties. Some have antiviral properties, antibiotic properties, and of course it's well known for stress relief.
Can you make people
and tension.
more pleasant, more relaxed, more...
Yes, you can.
You can. Can we get
More
just
amenable.
Jerry and Gary, could you just come round the back here? Don't say anything, try and keep your mouth, just walk round here for a moment. Yes, go on.
On most people, of course.
On
I
most
must
people,
say.
yeah, okay.
And it's well known for these relaxing effects and stress relieving effects, and it's become so popular that now you'll find it in very many national health hospitals. It's used in hospices, and in various health authorities are using aromatherapists on their team.
Okay, well, first of all, let's do Jerry. I mean, he's a hard-working politician, and he gets very stressed up. Stand back down there. When you get too close, you've had those letters. What can we give him?
Well, I think probably for him something like lavender would be pretty
Where would we?
good.
Yes,
Good old
yeah,
lavender.
Yeah, okay. Hold something out. Anything.
Where would you put it?
Yes, where would
Well,
you
you
put
could
it?
just inhale it. Usually aromatherapy, if you go to an aromatherapist, you would have it massaged into your body.
Yes.
And I know at the Houses of Parliament you now have masseurs,
Fact.
and you have an area there where aromatherapy oils are
Just
being
put it on your hand and do a bit on the back of your hand. That's a good. And now, what about for Gary? He has big problems, so legal or you know.
That's right.
What
I
could he
think
do?
definitely clary sage. Something for the central
Clary
nervous
sage.
system.
Why yes.
Something for the central nervous system, calm you down, help you concentrate and be able to deal with all these people that you have to deal with.
Just a touch.
Got any
Just a
Olbas
touch.
oil? That's the one I know. Olbas. Oh my God. Yeah.
You go to the saunas too.
Yes. Olbas oil. That's good, isn't
Olive
it?
oil, that contains
Yes.
essential
Have you got
oils,
some
the
of
same
that?
type of thing. No, I
That's
don't,
good
but I
for
have something.
breathing and asthma and things, isn't it?
Well, there
I
are some
beg your
things that are
pardon?
a lot better for that. Let's have a look. Juniper and tea tree,
Yeah.
for example.
Okay. JJ, you come in here. Well, I'm being told we've got 3 minutes left on this particular item. I mean, smells as far as acupuncture is concerned. Is there any because you can smell, I believe, whether the body is fit or not.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Well, the body functions according to the laws of nature, and the stress signal is the odor from the natural odor from the body to say something is wrong. And you pick up that odor when you're diagnosing people with acupuncture.
Do you want to? I mean, it was just proximity. I mean, what about Valerie? How does she smell? Is she healthy? Have a sniff.
It's difficult to tell at this stage. I'll have a sniff at the back of her neck here.
Back of her neck. Oh, yes.
Well, that's
Control
where
yourself.
the odor gets trapped. It's hard to tell. She's wearing
Is it?
too much
Yeah.
perfume. So.
Is this true? Do you think, Valerie?
Oh yes, it's in normal practice, in normal medicine, you use a sense of smell to diagnose certain diseases.
What should we smell like?
Well, there's 5 major smells.
Yes.
There's scorched.
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 Yeah.
Fragrant. Rancid.
Yeah.
He's probably rancid politician.
Oh.
Yeah. They wear so much perfume. Yes. Go on. Come on. Keep going.
Rancid, putrid,
Yeah.
and rotten. Those are the 5 major smells.
And so you actually, if you've got a cold, say, I mean, or flu or something.
It's not like that.
No.
These are the natural body odors from the whole body.
Oh, so you'd be making these odours the whole time.
Yes, that's your natural body odor.
And then Valerie comes along and does this, and this balances it out as well, does it, aroma?
Yes.
Yeah.
Will balance the body system. But a lot of people think that aromatherapy is something, frou-frou and just sort of come out of nowhere. And they say, well, how possibly could inhaling something make you feel better?
Yeah.
But you have a contraceptive now that you inhale.
Well, give it to these two guys, for goodness sake.
Where do you put it?
Well, you inhale it. You just inhale it. You inhale it.
Between your knees, yes, okay. Go on.
You inhale it. And, for example, if you just think of lemon, just think of the smell of lemon. The audience can just think of that smell.
Are you thinking of lemon?
Are you thinking of lemon? Think of the
shot
juice
of the
of lemon. That
audience. Let's have a look.
smells really
There we are.
wonderful, isn't it? Pungent lemon.
Can we
And
have a
what
close-up of the
happens?
mouths? Let's have a close-up of the mouths, see if we've got any
Nice
mouths in there.
juicy lemon there dripping down, lovely yellow, and just think about it. And what's happening? Your saliva glands start to work.
I think about
That's
chicken
how
tikka
powerful it
masala
is.
myself.
That's the smell I normally give off.
That has the same... Anyway, yeah, go on.
So that shows just how powerful the thought of smell can be to us. So it does affect our bodies very profoundly, and it's having great success in the NHS.
Will acupuncture ever be available on the NHS, do you think?
Well, acupuncture is currently
Is it?
available on the NHS, yes.
I mean, can you go and say, look, doctor, I've got to have the needle. I really, you know. I've had it done. I'm not taking it. I've had it done on my back, and I felt much better afterwards. I'm not sure why, but it...
Well, it's a very ancient system of medicine. The thing that people don't realise when they call it alternative medicine, it's been practiced successfully for the last 5,000 years.
Okay, so smell is something that governs all of us and all the way we react and the way we live. Okay, thanks very much indeed for the moment. Thank you, guys. You may go back to wherever you go when you're not on. Thank you. Yes, very nice. Right, okay, clear the floor because time now for another, I was going to say another first, but it's another one of those little moments in televisual history that will be kept and recorded for posterity. I like to think, although I know it was actually not me that first of all discovered this guy, but I like to think I've had a lot to do with making him more or less a household name. A few months ago, we had him on the programme answering your personal problems. And he was very good. We had a lot of letters. I don't know what he's like as far as smelling is concerned. I don't want you to feel frightened of laughing and stuff like that, but I do want you to give a great whale-on welcome to probably one of the country's most dynamic and sophisticated comedians. Ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable Charlie Chuck.
Hey? What I'm going to say now might upset a lot of people. But 2 years ago, hey? Or 3 years ago, very late at night, in fact, it was 1:30 in the morning, there was a knock on the door. Donkey! I went to the door, stop frightening me. There was a man stood there with blood coming down his arm. Lots of blood. And his eyeball was out here. I didn't know what to say. I said, "Do you want a cup of tea?" He said, "I'm not bothered." I said, "You can have one if you want one." He said, "I'm not bothered." I said, "You either want one or you don't want one." He said, "I'm not bothered. But if you're making one, I'll have one." I said, "I'm not making one for myself, but I'll make you one if you want one." He said, "I'm not bothered." He stood up and he went, "No, be-do, be-do. Don't be-do, be-do. Don't be-do, be-do. I want a cup of tea." I'd like to tell you a bit about myself. I've got this complaint called cervical spondylosis. That's a trapped nerve at the back of my neck that restricts blood to my head, making me feel whammy. I can't get up garden steps anymore. A man, hey, went into a fish shop. He said, "I want a fish, some chips, and a chicken leg." He said, "You can have a fish, you can have some chips, but you can't have a chicken leg." He said, "I want a fish, some chips, and a chicken leg." He said, "You can have a fish, you can have some chips, you can't have a chicken leg." He said, "Get out! Get out my fish shop! Get out!" Hey?
It's all right. Take him out the door, Trudy.
Stop
Okay,
making
look
me
after him.
stupid.
Mouth to mouth.
Don't make me look stupid. Don't tell you that.
Yeah. Charlie Chuck! Okay. Yes. Very nice indeed. Now, you want to win that holiday for two on the island of Crete? All you have to do is ring this number coming up on the screen now. There we are. And tell us which one of those is the capital of Crete. We're back after the break. Doesn't that bouncing ball get on your nerves? Why at the back of my head? That was unnecessary, Michael, and, you know, it's not fair. Is it one of the most vital parts? I mean, just very unfair. Very unfair. Never mind. Now, welcome to the final part of the programme. This next bit has got really nothing to do with smells, except that I suppose being in prison, being in close proximity of people, it gets a bit pongy in there, does it?
Oh, terrible smell. Mm.
Yeah?
Yes.
Now, let me tell from the audience, some people may not remember you, but of course, once the name of Janie Jones wreaked fear and havoc into the minds of, well, particularly people in radio and in the music business back in the 60s, talk of your parties and things, then you got sent away.
That's right. 7
and
years porridge,
yeah.
£16,000 fine.
Yeah,
for making people happy.
Well, yes, but
That's
it was a
right.
very sort of moralistic society, wasn't it? And everybody said, you can't be doing that. And then there was the payola
What was
scandal.
this to do? What was it? 3 self-confessed whores, guaranteed anonymity by the police.
Well,
That's what I got the 7 years for. 3 girls, guaranteed.
and now you're making up
anonymity.
for it because, you know, you
That's
were
right.
banged up with Myra Hindley.
Yes.
Who you...
And a house full of murderesses.
And you talked about her as your friend.
Well,
She
I
became your
had
friend?
to mix with all of the murderers' numbers.
Mm.
And yes, she became a friend. I felt very sorry for her in the end. But she's very, very clever. She told me everything from beginning to end. And she is an absolute pathological liar because she didn't know where the bodies were. It was Smith and Brady. And then, after all of that, I'm fighting for her with Lord Longford when I came out of prison. I kept writing to her and continued to see her inside of prison in Cookham Wood. Then she took them to where the bodies were because Brady decided he would take them to the bodies. She went there first.
And now you've decided that she wasn't such a nice person after all, and you've done the dirty. You've
But
written this
she's
book,
worse than Brady.
The Devil and Miss Jones. And I was
That's
thinking
right.
when I was reading part of it, oh my God,
Yes.
if she's a friend of hers, I'd hate to be one of your enemies.
Well, one must mix with everyone inside of prison. I mean, all of the lifers, you had to see as a number.
This begs the question, of course. A lot of people are going to say, now, look, you know, it's pretty disgusting. You're capitalising, some would say,
Not really.
on some of the most horrific crimes
No.
ever.
I could have had a fortune for the letters from Myra Hindley to myself, and I wouldn't take the crown jewels for them. But when she took them to where the bodies were, that's when I completely changed and decided the truth should be known about her. Even a nun who went into the prison as a wardress, she even tried to help an escape of Myra Hindley, feeling sorry for Myra Hindley, and ended up getting 6 years inside.
Now, Myra Hindley became sort of fascinated by you, didn't she? Sort of.
Well, because she
completely and
saw that she could
utterly.
use me. Of course.
And she wrote you letters saying she was in love with you, she couldn't live without you, and...
I've got lots of letters from her, not letters anything like that, poems, a lot of poems when I was inside of prison.
How did you feel? Was that not creepy or not?
Well, the thing is, I've decided I'd get inside of her mind and see exactly what made her tick.
What made her tick?
Well, you read the book, The Devil and Miss Jones. In the book is a lot of show business that I wanted to get out. And it's not just Myra Hindley. It had to be Myra Hindley because I mixed with Myra Hindley and they'd wonder why
And it was a better
I love
selling
it.
point than any of the other people
Not
who...
really.
No,
There's a lot of
come
other
on, come on.
murderesses inside. I mixed with Mary Bell and lots of others.
Did it do you think, any lasting harm or any lasting good? Going to
Harm.
prison? It did you harm?
Yes, a lot of my family didn't want to know me when I started feeling sorry for her and fighting for her. I was hated by a lot of people because of that. And I believe what she told me inside, because she's very, very convincing.
What did she tell you inside?
Cries. Well, that it was Smith and Brady who committed the crime. She saw one body, and that was the homosexual, and that he was killed by Brady, and that was the only body that was dead that she'd ever seen. The little girl, yes, the little girl came there, but Smith brought the little girl there and took the little girl away. And as you read in the book,
This book will actually make sure, won't it, that they never, ever get out.
she should never, ever, ever get out.
Thanks for talking about it. Jenny
Pleasure.
Jones, ladies and
Thank you
gentlemen,
very
thank you. Right, back to the final part of the programme. I think we'll smell again, if that's okay. Jeff Brown. Jeff, these little bottles in front of you, these are smells that are put in what? Perfumes, household cleaners, polishes, shampoos, things like that?
Yes, that's correct, yes. What I'm demonstrating here is roughly how much we assume from a fragrance by putting the wrong fragrance in the wrong colour.
OK. Demonstrate on me.
OK, for instance, this, you'd expect this to be very sea-like, very fresh.
Nice and
yes.
fresh and sea-like, and I've got more black on me from somewhere. It's a very... Yes, OK. And I'm going to smell it.
When you smell it, it's quite a surprise.
Oh!
It's a banana.
Oh, yes, so it is. So, yes, banana. That's funny. Yes, yes, that's strange. Yeah,
here we're demonstrating here that you're actually smelling with your eyes here.
So you smell with your eye. Now, this one, no, don't tell me, that's yucky colour.
No,
Purple.
these two.
Oh, right.
I'd like you to tell me the difference between those two.
All right, OK. This is nice.
They're very, very subtle difference, I will admit.
God, that's highly perfumed, whatever that is. All right, George, there? That's stronger than that one.
Yes. No.
No?
Sorry. The only difference is the colour. They're exactly the same perfume.
Oh.
Here again, you're smelling with your eyes.
Damn!
Your eyes are doing the smelling.
No, hang on. No, that one smells more than that one. I defy anybody not to sort of...
give it to George. Then.
OK, George. Here, you have a go.
Over to George.
OK. Green one there. So you actually, you're conning us. Not conning us nasty, but you're sort of playing or pandering to our emotions.
Well, I'm illustrating here that in a lot of products, you see that...
See that nose, George, that nose. Mr. Smells nose. Look at that nose going in there.
A lot of products are launched on the market where a new improved fragrance, etc. All I'm demonstrating here is basically it's the same meat, just a different gravy.
Now, George, you actually have an interest in a company that manufactures smells for shops.
Yes, indeed.
So when we walk into a shop, tell me.
Indeed, right now, if you go into one of London's biggest department stores, you would literally go into a very relaxing atmosphere. The idea is just to make you more comfortable in that very stressful environment.
What is the smell?
It's actually a very curious smell. It's actually a smell, if you could only ever remember it, it evokes the feelings you had when you were just a few days old, literally cuddling into your mother. Remember that lovely smell?
And how did you find that smell? I mean, what did you go up to... Never mind. How did you find that smell? Go up to mothers-to-be or what?
Yes, we actually carry out a big research program on how babies bond to mothers, and mothers recognise their infants. And just as with other animals, we find it is smell that is the magic bonding element.
In the new thing that you've been spreading people here, and I haven't seen any major reactions. I mean, there's no bonking in the dark recesses of the studio, maybe apart from Jeremy. And you're making as much noise as you bloody well can, aren't you? Apart from the fact I'm sure the black came off you. I've got it in for you. So how long does it take to work?
Yes, but remember, we are not like animals in that we employ all our senses and our behaviour is appropriate. And I guess you wouldn't feel it is appropriate here, as you say, for bonking to take place. But when it is appropriate, what that it does, that harnesses your own intrinsic sexual allure and greatly amplifies it.
So when it's in the shops, this lovers stuff, I mean, will there be any kind of guarantee with it?
Yes, we think we literally have carried out, this is actually based on a great deal of scientific work going back over many years, because for the first time we've harnessed a whole panoply of human pheromones, and it does increase sexual allure.
I think, I'm looking forward to that one myself, actually.
Do you have a sniff over there?
Well, I will. I'm going over here for another smell. You can bring that in now. Let's have a... Oh, yes, that's nice, yes.
What you must...
Yeah, did you? OK, haven't I? Yeah, nice view of my ball patch. OK, I mean, that smells... What do you think it smells like?
I think I smell like a jamboree bag or a lucky dip.
I didn't know you were that old to remember those, yes. That's nice.
That's exactly the sensuous effect we want to create.
OK. Wine now, little smelling of wine. Now, this is important, George, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Yes? Do you want to... I don't know if you're wired there. You might not be able to move. I'm not sure.
I can, yes.
Now, this is... Who are you? Remind me. I'm lost now.
I'm Dan O'Keefe.
You're Dan O'Keefe. Yes, Dan, the drinking man.
That's me.
Nice to see you, Dan. How are you?
Yeah,
Have a sweaty hand there. Good.
Good.
Now,
excellent.
let's do some smelling of wine. Sorry about this, Jeff. You're, I think, tied to the chair. Right. Say something. Come on, talk.
this
You know,
is,
why should I do the whole thing? Go
okay,
on.
you're quite right.
Okay.
I would like to point out here that, of course,
Yes.
that size is everything.
Size is everything.
I'm sorry to dispel this myth. As you can see, if we can get a profile here.
Yes, okay, yes.
Here we are. Now, here's an example of what wine shouldn't...
Is it true in your case or not?
I shall leave that for people to speculate. I
Okay,
think. Probably
fine.
the best, the best option.
This gentleman down here has been looking miserable through the entire show. Have a stick your nose in there and tell me what you do you think?
Very nice.
You like that?
Really?
Tell me what is in it. Tell me what it says to you. You know, that woman on television, is it sweaty feet or what? What is it? Oh!
Rancid grapes.
It's all right. It's pulling the wire. I think it's okay.
I'm sorry to...
that smells disgusting to me.
It is
That
pretty filthy.
I
And
wouldn't drink that.
I brought this on as an example of what wine shouldn't taste like.
That's what it shouldn't taste
like. This is
like.
oxidised. This has
Yes.
let oxygen come into the maturing process of the wine, and it's turned it off. Okay, it's not good. Okay, so
you smell that? Have a sniff.
Tip that away.
Don't give it to Mary. She drinks so much she
Now,
won't even
quickly
know.
on the heels of that. Here we are. Have another one.
Okay.
Have
Yes.
another one.
All right.
Get it down here.
You're shaking like a little, aren't you? George, come. Jeff. Everybody.
It's the DTs. Everybody get
Yeah.
in. Yes, absolutely.
Better not give Jerry Hayes or Gary any
No,
because
okay, because they won't control themselves. Now this
oh,
is...
that's a Leapfrau. What's it?
It's
That's the one
not-
you
it's
drink
not,
when you
you're
just
wrong,
get out
you
of
see.
school,
This
is
is
it? Oh, hang on. Let me know.
This is Alsace Riesling,
All right,
which is...
okay, come on. You have over there.
I've got a
Right.
driving licence. You can drink what you want.
Would you be quiet for a moment? Get your nose in there.
And as James rightly noticed, this is quite fruity and floral. It
Yeah.
smells slightly like elderflowers, as Liebfraumilch does, but this is a dry, steely wine from Alsace, which is
Normally
part
when
of
they do
France.
that, it goes, but it, yeah, that's better.
There is an expert.
Yes, obviously.
There is an expert.
Well, a barrister, he probably can afford to be. Right, go on.
Okay, well, now we move on to some new world wines, which are very popular. Everybody likes Australian wines.
Australian Chardonnay, that's how you... everybody's into
I'd like
that,
to point out that Binens has an excellent range of Australian Chardonnays.
Would you cut that up? George, what do you think of it so far?
Yes, but you know that one you just like, James, actually has this little smelly molecule in it, which
Is it? That's
actually
what it's
occurs in lovers.
Yeah, absolutely right.
That's why you like it. In fact,
Really?
all the gourmet foods that we like actually have sexual pheromones in. That's what we like.
Oh,
that's why you like your truffles. That's why you like your caviar.
Yeah.
That's why you like your champagne.
Jeff, going to your head, is it, or what?
Yes, I think maybe we could.
The most noticeable
Oh, that's
thing
nice. Yeah.
you'll find about this
Over
is
here.
that it
This is an
smells
Australian over here, by the way.
very, very oaky. Ah,
Could you stop
Good day,
showing
mate.
off?
Very nice.
What do you think?
good day to you.
Yes? Now, go on, have a sniff and tell me what you smell. You're using your nose. Or is it so many pheromones around here you can't think about drink?
Yeah,
that's what the problem is.
Yeah.
Hey? You like it?
Yeah.
You carry on. Have a few more out there.
Spitting is quite right.
Have a few more.
Come on, get.
Any drink at?
This next wine is Sancerre, which comes from the Loire Valley.
Okay. We'll leave them to have a little fun there. You carry on. I should go and get my jacket cleaned. That's not looking too bad, really, is it? Have a nice weekend. Join us again for more Whale On next Friday, Saturday. You know. Right, is there any left for me? Well, no, thank you very much. Thank you, audience.